Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you all had a great holiday. If you got a particularly awesome gift from someone, let me know in the comments.
Gift? What gift?
My wife and I moved, so we got ourselves a new couch and an OLED TV, which I am super excited about. I also want to thank everyone, new and old, who stopped by to watch my last video talking about Avatar. That video did way better than I expected, and I appreciate all the discussion and, to my surprise, outpouring of love for the game. And that brings me to the winner of the Avatar giveaway, and this is Siamuk, I hope I'm saying that right, 4642. Please reach out to me on Twitter at PhotoModeReview so I can get that game to you. Alright, now let's talk about Lords of the Fallen. What a strange, interesting, and quite frankly inventive photo mode. I'm a big fan of Souls-like games, and this game does a pretty damn good job, but the photo mode is what has me most intrigued. Before I get into what really makes this photo mode stand out, let's go over some of the basics. This mode has quite a lot of nice options, including RGB sliders for contrast, saturation, and gamma. I'm most surprised by the addition of the gamma, which I don't think I've seen in any other photo mode, as that's more of an in-depth tool used in photo editing softwares. I really appreciate the addition of that. I also really like the red, green, blue sliders, as that really allows the user, if they want, to craft a distinct color grade rather than relying on filters in-game. I use DaVinci Resolve to edit, so color grading is something that I'm always playing with, and Lords of the Fallen gives me that wiggle room. I really like it. Take this image for example. I found the overall color to be far too green, gross, and just dingy, which is probably what the developers wanted for that location, but I wanted to change it a little bit. With a few tweaks to the overall green content, I managed to get it to a more dramatic, cool look. The depth of field is also something I like. This can yield really nice results, but it's sometimes hit and miss. While there's a manual focus slider, thank God, the autofocus can sometimes work and other times totally not. But when it does work, it looks really great. Check out these close-up shots I got of my character in mid-swing. Which brings me to my next point. Thank you, Lords of the Fallen, for 1, adding a photo mode, and 2, allowing the game to pause. As strange as that sounds, you really can't find that in any other Souls-like game. I hear all the time that the reason FromSoft games don't add photo mode is because there's no pause button, so it just wouldn't work, the world would keep going.
Wrong-o.
Games like Lords of the Fallen and the Demon's Souls remake prove that a photo mode can work and does work in these type of games. And honestly, From Software is a big enough company that they need to step it up in the photo mode department. The final thing to touch on, and the main event here, is such a novel idea that I never even imagined it to be a thing until playing this game. It's something called 3D photos, and essentially what it lets you do is save a location where you can come back to later for photography. This is so freaking cool. I wouldn't be surprised if whoever came up with this idea is an avid virtual photographer themselves, because this just feels like it's speaking to me. This is so great for virtual photographers who find a great location and maybe they want to revisit later. You know, they're wanting to continue with the quest. They don't want to take an hour to take photos there, but they want to come back to it. I found myself many times saving spots in game so I could just jump back in and try new ones. The 3D photos are also really easily accessible by the main menu, and it takes no time at all to load back into the world and get shooting. You can even change the world view between Axiom and Umbral, which are basically the two different realms within the lore. I really appreciate Lords of the Fallen for doing something inventive with their photo mode and not just sticking to the basics. And I hope to see other developers take note because this is really novel. Alright, that's all I got for this video. Don't forget to let me know if you got any great gifts over the holiday, and I'll see you next time.